You don't need more customers in order to see more profits from your restaurant. Hey there, my name is Franco from Six Figure Restaurant, and welcome to today's 10-minute masterclass training where I'm going to reveal to you the golden opportunity that you have as a restaurant owner going into 2019 to start seeing more profits from your restaurant. And no, I'm not here to sell you anything. You can put your credit card away. You're not going to be needing that for today's training. The purpose of today's training is simply for me to share with you some insights so you can have a different outlook on how you can go about making more sales, okay? So before we begin, I do want to say that I am visually impaired, and so you may notice that my eye contact may not be as direct. Just pay no attention to that and just hear out the message for what it is, okay? So without further ado, let's get into it. So the common mistake that I see a lot of businesses make is that whenever they want to make more profits, they usually go the path of getting as many customers as they can. And the problem with that is that there's too many restaurants in town and there's a limited amount of people. And so you're gonna get yourself involved in this unnecessary competition where you're competing for attention, you're competing for every single person. And that is just, it's gonna create a lot of stress and it's not something worth taking. On top of all that, you may feel the need to have to pay for advertising, which can get expensive, and it's annoying because you're interrupting people in the middle of what they're doing, which could be unappealing, unattractive, and they may not actually come to your restaurant. So it can be expensive and annoying, which I don't recommend you go that route. The route I recommend you go is to focus instead on repeat business. And the reason is because you already have customers coming to your restaurant. There's already the no like trust factor involved. And so there's no more selling that needs to be done. At this point, it's just about reminding people with strategies, with systems, with psychology, with techniques and all of this stuff. So that if right now your customers are coming to your restaurant once a month and you can get them to come to your restaurant twice a month, and the customers that come to your restaurant twice a month to get them to come to your restaurant 4 times a month, naturally you're going to see double the profits, double the sales. And again, there's no more selling that needs to be done. There's no more persuading and all that stuff. On top of all that, it's actually through repeat business where you're going to get new customers. The reason is because if your customers are coming to your restaurant once a month, your customers are not it's gonna be okay for them to come to the restaurant with the same group of friends because it's okay to see people once a month. But if you find a way to get your customers to come to your restaurant twice a month, 3 times a month, 4 times a month, they're gonna want to change it up who they're coming with because it's gonna get repetitive and monotonous if they don't. And so if you have your customers come to your restaurant 3 times a month, they may bring their family one time, they may bring their coworkers another time, and they may bring their friends from their hobbies and their passions the 3rd time. And so it's through repeat business. The more you can get them to come to your restaurant, the more they're gonna feel like they need to change it up for variety's sake, right? And so that is how you introduce new people to your restaurant. And when they come to your restaurant, definitely get their contact information, okay? And so it's clear to see, and real quick, I wanna show you a demonstration that I have of what repeat business looks like. And this is the mistake that I see a lot of businesses make, is that so say that the orange symbolizes the customer, the cup represents your bank account, and the juice represents the money that you are making, okay? The mistake that I see them make is that they get an orange, they get one customer, and they squeeze the juice out of it, right? And then they move on to the next orange, the next customer. And then they squeeze the juice out of it, they make money, right? They make some money. And they move on to the next customer. And they squeeze all the juice out of it, right? And after squeezing all of these oranges, getting all these customers, they find that their cup is still empty, right? It's still very low. And the reason is because they're not maximizing the profits from one single customer. Before trying to get all the customers in town, focus on one single customer. Squeeze all the juice as you can from one single customer. Get all the profits, get all the visits you can from one single customer. So if we were to get those same oranges back, and we were to focus on squeezing every single little drop, right? Get all the juice out of there. I know this takes a while, but squeeze all the juice out as you can. Again, this is just 2 oranges here. So you can imagine all the profits. And as you can tell, it's not full, it's just 3 oranges. But as you can tell, by focusing on squeezing every single little drop from every single customer, you're going to see more sales that way. And that is how you effectively fill your cup up with a sales, okay? Now, it's clear to see that repeat business is the way to go. So let's talk about how to double up your repeat business. Two very important things need to happen. First, there has to be an ongoing dialogue going with your customers throughout the week so that by the time the weekend comes, they know who to come to because you've been talking to them throughout the whole week, right? You now have that top of mind awareness so that when they get hungry, they want to go out and socialize with their friends, they know who to come to because of all that engagement going on. And so if you can talk to your customers 4 times a week, every other day, or 8 times throughout the course of 2 weeks, you better believe they're gonna come to you because they're thinking about you more than they're thinking about other customers, other restaurants. Okay? And the second thing, which is more important, is you have to be on the correct platform to be having these conversations. A platform where there's no competition and a platform where there's no distractions. Unfortunately, the mistake that businesses are making is that they're still using social media, okay? 2019 and they're still using social media. The problem with social media is, first of all, it's very distracting. You have the likes, you have the comment section, you have who's tagged in the photo, you have celebrities, you have their friends, you have all this gossip going on, all this drama controversy. They want to post a selfie, and then you have all these other restaurants in town pitching them on social media, okay? They're not gonna hear you out correctly, right? And so that's the first problem with social media. And the second problem is that there's just too much competition on there. Back in 2012, it was a great idea to move over to social media because that's where all your customers were, and every restaurant knew that. And the problem is that now every restaurant in town knew that, so they all went there, and now there's just too much competition. It's oversaturated. It's not the ideal way. I am not hating on social media. It's still an effective way. You still can make money, but there's a specific way you go about it. And we do offer those services here at Six Figure Restaurant, where you can see an extra $5,000 with social media marketing. But there's a very, very specific way. But even then, there's a more profitable platform which you could be using to make even more money. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. And that platform is email, okay? You may be thinking, yeah, but email is dead. Who even uses email? Do people even open emails anymore? And that is a point, okay? Because email is looked at as something dead, every other restaurant in town is thinking email is dead, and so they abandon email. And so if you take advantage of that, that's the golden opportunity I'm telling you about. If you take advantage of that, it's very likely you're gonna be the only restaurant that your customers are hearing from. And even if there are other restaurants, first of all, it's gonna be very few, and even if there are, their chances are they're not optimizing the most out of their email. Okay, they're not using automated sequences. They're not segmenting their list to send the right emails to the right people. They're not using the correct psychology. They're not using the correct attention grabbing techniques. They're not using high status positioning in order to make themselves attractive. They're not doing any of that fancy stuff. And so there's more that you can do with email that you cannot do with social media. In order to create a deeper impact, you can get more personalized, more targeted. And the more you do that, the more deeper of an impact you make, which means they're gonna think about you more than any other restaurant, which is how you go about repeat business, okay? And there's tons of more I could tell you about email, but I don't wanna make this video too long. So me knowing how powerful email is, and I wanted to help out businesses, I decided to get trained by one of the top email experts in the whole world named Jason Capital, who is a recognized top 100 entrepreneur by the White House, best-selling author, sold over $40 million by age of 30, a really successful guy. I got trained by him, spent thousands of dollars by him, continue to spend more thousands of dollars with him. I met his coach, Dan Payne, the $50 billion man. So I learned a lot about email marketing and about copywriting as well. And I hired some assistants, I trained those assistants, and together we created this agency known as Six Figure Restaurants. Now earlier I said I was not going to sell you on anything, but if you are serious about your results, then definitely contact us at support@sfremail.com, and one of my assistants or I will get back to you on that. We can have a quick chat to see if this is the right fit for you. But if you want to take some time to look at things, check things out for free, we have put together this 100% free newsletter where we'll reveal to you some strategies as to how to increase your open rates, your click-through rates, how to structure your call to actions the correct way, how to connect multiple emails together so you make a deeper impact that way, how to grab more attention, just a lot of stuff that I cannot talk to you about here. We'll talk to you about there 100% free on that newsletter. So enter your email address down below, and we'll get back to you real soon, okay? So thanks for joining me today on today's 10-minute masterclass training. We probably went a little over, but I just wanted to reveal all that to you. And so thank you very much, and have an amazing day. Take care.